Hello everyone, welcome back to the Lord of the Rings Online. This is Gnarlo here. Say hello to everyone, Gnarlo. Good boy. When last we left off, we were just inside here, the dwarven outpost of Zudragund. And we had, working on the epic line here, book 3. What was our quest that we were on so we can pull it up? It's been a while. The Distant Dwarf. Okay, we had that dwarf inside. We went and found him. Gnar. Guess that makes sense. This is Gnar's peak. So we had went and found Gnar, and Gnar was just wandering around. He's so old that his mind is basically gone. And the keeper, the person in here, the other dwarf who is kind of looking out for him, Frithger, says that he can make him a drink that will kind of bring him back to the present and straighten his mind up. But that we've got to go and collect some ingredients. As you see, we were sent over here by Wadu's sister, Nona. Sent us up here, said that he had spent some time here in these dwarven halls, and that may be where he found that sword that we were looking for. So it's just cogs within cogs and wheels within wheels. So to make this drink, we've got to find 6 handfuls of Hulul Haraz. We've got to collect Najam Muju flowers, and we've got to collect some Kibble Lawas. So we'll go ahead and add that one to the tracker. There we are. Fantastic. And let's see where those things might actually be. Pretty sure they're down in the Vale here. List of ingredients and their locations to study. There we go. First of all, let's slide this back over here onto the side, as well as the map. Another case of whenever I was doing the Yuletide, I would be running the quest while having it in the window, so it kind of scrunches everything in the middle. Meantime, we're going to ride back down into the valley here. So what have we got? The herbs have a sweet aroma and several, let's see, ingredients for the brew. Bring it over here. Hulu Hura herbs. They have a sweet aroma when burned, and several of the Dunlending clans throw bundles of this herb onto campfires in the center of their villages. Dunlendings can be found at their villages in Thor's Coomb, such as Gwel Dreg. There are some smaller villages south of that one, but I do not know what they call it. Beware, for that clan is certainly hostile. So it looks like we're going to have to go into the village of the Dunlendings to find the herbs. Now, Ninjam Muju petals, these flowers grow along the bank of the lake in southwestern Thor's Coomb. Down in here, I suppose. We got a ways to go to get down to that. Search along the banks of the lake. The Dunlendings call it Mududuv or some such name. Their language is difficult for dwarf ears to understand. And then Kibble Laos, a nut that has strong flavor. Warriors of the Drogluth and other hostile Dunlending clans that make their home in Thor's Coomb crunch a Kibble Ludes during battle for a burst of stamina. It makes them very effective in battle, but that is not what it does when broken and steeped in liquid, as it will be for the brew. Okay, so maybe we will have to fight a few Dunlendings and get those. I can't remember exactly what it is that we have to do to find those. We might have to kill a few of the soldiers and all about. Perhaps they have it on them, in their pockets or pouches or whatever, ready to grab and chunk in their mouth and get a little, I don't know, amphetamine boost or whatever. Some kind of a narcotic boost to increase their stamina while they're running around and doing their battles. But we will see. We will see. Okay, this is where I always take the wrong turn. I always go up that way instead of following the road around like I should. And I always end up jumping back down and breaking my legs. Okay, so back down into the Coomb here, back down into the Vale. Oh, that giant dwelling over there just keeps going and going, doesn't it? Okay, back across the bridge. And then let us start looking for these mysterious weeds and herbs and nuts and all that we need to find. First of all, we'll head over this way. I know that there's a Dunlending camp or village or whatever you want to call it further on down the bank here. So we will go ahead. Yeah, I was collecting a bunch of scarn deposits. Oh, it hurts to ride past them. Let's follow this little road. I think it'll lead us back over there to the village wall. Yep, coming up on a bunch of soldiers. And in fact, we're already dragging some behind us, aren't we? I'll say we could dismount and go into sneak mode, but looks like we're a little late for that. Ooh, look at there, some kind of altar or something. Bet that's part of a quest at some point. We left them? We've left them. It's a shame we can't sneak on a horse. But we will go on into sneak mode and continue on along here and see if we can't find this encampment village, whatever they want to call it. There we go. And the flowers that they burn should be within. Let us go on inside. Gwaldrag. This is definitely the place that he was saying. Now, let's see. There's a backpack over here. Not after a backpack. I am after... the herbs. Let's take a look, see what's in it. Maybe that's where they store it. Nope. Definitely not where they store it. I'll leave that for another adventurer to find. Go back into sneak mode. Ah, there's a corpse over here too. Good Lord, don't you people pick up anything? Whoa, that looks like a hobbit. The corpse of someone who met an untimely death. Looked like the dead body of a bounder there. Was even wearing a bounder's hat. And had that bounder look to him. In fact, I think I've seen that exact bounder in the Shire before. Alright, guys. So, we didn't find any stacks or bundles of these weeds. I love these gate posts. Let's come on over here to the front gate. Take a look. Isn't that gorgeous? I'm assuming those are supposed to be the various worms and dragonkin that are nearby. Love the way they've carved the tree trunks there into the dragon heads there. Let's see if we kill one of these soldiers, what we might find on them. That will give us maybe an indication of whether we're going to have to start taking out the people within the camp to find the things that we're looking for to make this potion. Ah, yep. There we go. We found one of the nuts. The Kibble Lawaz. So we know that's where we're going to find the nuts. So let's go on in. I'm going to kill a few of these guards and take their nuts. And we'll see how that goes. I assume it might tick them off a little bit. I know squirrels don't like it when you take their nuts. I can just imagine that Dunlendings aren't going to either. I like the models here. I like the red body paint that they're on. And we got some handfuls of Hul Haraz. Very good. So it looks like this is what we need to do. We're going to keep going in here and and killing these guards and stealing their weed and taking their nuts. And once we finish up, I will rejoin you here. All right, we had a volunteer run up to us as we went along, and he enabled us to get the last of the handful of the weeds we were looking for. So we have taken care of all that. Let us leave the Gualdrag here. Travel out a little bit. We're going to mount up now, and we are going to head down toward the lake that they were telling us about. So let's take a look where we're at. We're right here, so we need to go basically south-southwest. So let us head on in probably this direction until we reach the shores of the lake. And hopefully they will be, they will have the flowers and all that we're looking for. Let's see. Oh, looks like we got a bit of a ride. We'll circle around the left side, I think, of this tower here to get there, as we start dragging a train along behind us again. We should get a better view of that outpost or fortress or whatever this is up here that we keep seeing. Ooh, look at that thing. Isn't that impressive? Sure, we have to go into that eventually. Very nice. At least we've gotten a good view of what it looks like now, so that we can have an idea of what it looks like, because it is pretty much the dominating, sits there and dominates this entire area here. Pretty much everywhere we've been along the road here in the Inedwaith, we have definitely seen that tower sticking up on top of its hill there. Okay, here's the little lake. Ooh, isn't that pretty? The Munaduv. That is a pretty little pond here. It really is. I love all the cattails and rushes and everything along here. And here's the Ninimuju, of course. Ah. Really? Really, dear? Really? You're gonna come up and fight me? Just like that. Not feeling so sure about all this now, are you? You gonna start honking, trying to get your friends to come along? I didn't think so. Here's something we talked about in one of the earlier episodes, you know, the fact about if you see a bush somewhere, flowers or something like that on it, almost everything that's slightly out of the ordinary, I wouldn't be surprised if these have a quest attached to them, you know? Everything like that seems to have something to do with the quest. The developers are very, very good at reusing assets and sticking them into areas that they look good and natural and don't really stand out. I really do like this lake. It's not their common big expanse of water that they usually do. These are quite nice, the way that it's overgrown and shallow and got the trees growing along along the shores. I really like it. Really like it indeed. Well done. Now, I heard a rumor up on the saw it on Facebook on the LOTRO information on the Facebook page that they're talking about, and they were discussing, had an interview with some of the developers, and they were talking about upcoming developments, upcoming plans for the game and all. And they're talking about bringing in another elf race, bringing in the high elves. That's, I mean, really? We need that. Aren't elves? Aren't there enough elves in the world already? Bring the list and the ingredients to Frithgar. Aren't there enough elves in the world already? Do we really, really need another bunch of elves? As I say, high elves. High elves? You mean Noldor? Are we not have the option? I mean, are all the elves in the game right now Sindar? I thought that was one of the things that you got, perhaps, whenever you were doing character creation, was that, you know, depending on what part of the world you chose, that kind of explain what kind of elf you were. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I wasn't paying that close of attention to it whenever I rolled up Narwhal. She is only the second elf I've ever created, so I'm not thoroughly versed in how the elf creation works, but that would have seemed to be the... Oops, we're way too far south. We need to head on up that way toward the snowy area, don't we? Where you see the black lines of the road going across. That would have seemed to be my particular impression, but I could very well be wrong. Lord knows I don't know hardly everything about this game by any stretch of the imagination. I just greatly enjoy it. Kind of say I like playing it. Doesn't mean I've devoted my life to mastering it. Alright, so we're going to head on over. We're going to, cross the bridge and go on up that way, and we will see you when we get back up to the top of Gnar's Peak there. Well, we did remember to take the correct turn this time, so we didn't have to jump down the hill and break our ankles to get back down here to it. We have reached Gnar's Peak. Let's go back inside Zudragoon and give these ingredients so that we can make the drink for Gnar and get his memory and his reasoning back. That ranger still standing over here? Yes, he is. And you're standing there very well. You're a credit to your class and profession and race there, my friend. You can stand around doing nothing with the best of rangers. All right, fifth gear.
Ah, you have the ingredients. Good.
I will begin making the brew in just a moment. Okay.
I will set about making the brew, if you do not mind waiting.
Let me know if that is fine. Why can't they just It's only one more sentence. It's only 7 more words. Why could you not say that as well? Alrighty, let's accept it. Let him make the ingredients. New quest, chapter 15, An Echo of Days Past. I think... Oh, I've actually got a little room. I've still got a space.
It will be a few moments.
Find a comfortable place to wait. Ooh, this is a solo quest and cannot be completed with a fellowship. Alright, well, I think we're going to hold here. This will be a little shorter than usual because we've got this quest. I think... I'm trying to remember. It's only done it once with my dwarf, and it's been a little while, but I think he may give you some kind of history lesson about Zudragoon and stuff here, or maybe talk about Gnar or Thror's folk when they moved through this area. Some kind of like a history quest. So I think we may hold off on that. So we will start that one up next time. Those should be tomorrow. Yeah, that should be tomorrow. I think we got one game to watch or something like that tomorrow, and otherwise, my time is my own. So we will see you next time. Thanks for coming along. Hope you've enjoyed it, and we will see you then. Bye-bye.